Hello and welcome back to another video of TGM Guitars. As always, I'd like to thank everyone who's shown support, whether that's subscribing, liking, comment on any of the videos, or even just watching. So if you do enjoy the videos, please consider subscribing, commenting, and leaving a like rating. So without further ado, let's jump into today's video. So it's a bit of a different video today, not playing any guitars or reviewing any gear, just me going through some of the things that I think are vital that guitarists should be taking to gigs with them. So my background with gigging, I've been gigging with different bands for about 7 years now, and it's just a few things I've picked up and I take with me to every single gig. So I'm just going to go through those, probably 5 things, and just talk about why I think they're important. So let's jump into the first thing. Now, these are in no particular order. I'm sure this isn't the least important thing, but cables. Make sure you take spare cables with you. You never know when a cable's going to go down. I've had it happen to me at gigs. I also take with me extra power cables, extra actual XLR leads as well, just in case. We did have a situation where my singer did forget a cable as well as a microphone, funnily enough. I mean, I have one thing to bring along and she forgot her microphone. So I have a spare microphone in there as well, but that's not really relevant to guitarists as such unless you sing. But cables, always make sure you've got spares, make sure they're in good condition, check them, only take working cables with you. Worst thing is a cable goes down, you pick up another one and that cable's broken as well. So every single cable I've got in my bag I know is in good working order. I can swap it out at any point and know that I'm going to get a sound out of my guitar. So that's one of the things, take spare cables with you. Now this one's pretty obvious, especially for guitarists, bass players as well, but picks. Make sure you take plenty of picks with you. Make sure you got spares. You never know when you're going to drop one, you never know when one's going to go flying. Or if you're a guitarist that likes to interact with the crowd, if you're playing with bigger crowds, certainly much bigger than I play to, you might want to throw some out to people. So that's always kind of a cliche at a gig, but people seem to enjoy it. So take plenty of picks along with you. I do need to actually order some more. My favourite picks, my pick of choice at the moment is the Tortex 3, so it's the 1.14, yeah, make sure you take plenty with you. You never know when you're going to lose them. The other one is I tend to put them in my pocket, forget they're in my pocket, and then go, I need another pick. I actually have a little pick device I've shown in another video that I have sitting on top of my amp that I just line a bunch up in. Anything happens during the song, just turn around, grab it, off I go. Minimal disruption, just, yeah, always good thing to have spare picks. The other thing is a toolkit. So I've got this little bifold toolkit. It used to house a soldering iron, but in here I keep things like screwdrivers. I've got a pair of wire cutters, just in case. You never know when you're going to need it. Turn up to a gig, something is loose on like a mic stand, for example, you need to tighten it up, or you have to take the backplate off your guitar. Hopefully you shouldn't have to do that. Your guitar should be in good working order, but you never know when you have to adjust something. Incredibly important when you're running with something with a Floyd Rose like I've got, like my EVH. String stretch and locking nuts are great for stopping strings going out of tune, but when you can't get them back in tune to start off with, you need to have tools to be able to undo the locking nut and go from there. So always take a toolkit with you. It probably applies to almost every single member of a band. Make sure you got the tools that you need. And I know that I sometimes have to borrow tools off like the singer, for example, if I need a screwdriver and I haven't got one in my kit. But I always try and keep a good set of multi-tools in here. It's also all my restringing equipment. Touch wood, plenty of it around me with all these guitars. I've never had a string break on me in a gig. My rhythm guitarist has. But if you need to change strings, you need tools to be able to do it nice and quickly. So always take a toolkit with you. Talking of strings, take spare strings with you. I always keep a pack of my favourite strings, the D'Addario XL. These are the 10s. I keep those. I've got a fresh pack of a free set, just staying in my gig bag at all times. I never take it out, I never use it. I use other packs to restring my guitars because then I know I've always got strings. As I said, I've never had a string break on me. And to be honest, I always take 2 guitars. So if you've got the ability to take extra guitars with you, then it's a lot better to swap out a guitar than mess about with strings. If you're at an interval, obviously you can change strings over. If you're in the middle of a song, you can just swap guitars. I actually had it happen to me at a recent gig where my Les Paul, I'd used the strings for about 3 gigs at this point. I usually have a 2 gig rule on strings, and the G string just would not go in tune. I did a bend, it went out of tune, that was it, done. Luckily, a nice long intro to the next song. Swapped out to my PRS, off I go, all's good. Didn't cause any disruption at all. So always make sure you got spare strings with you or a spare guitar. That's even better, but I know some people, if you're like flying with your equipment, or you don't have a car that you can fit all the stuff in, then just take spare strings and make sure that you're ready. It's a lot of the stuff on this list is preparing yourself, or at least the past few things, preparing yourself for things that are out of your control. So yeah, make sure you've got extra strings with you. Last but not least, we have these things. So we all know guitarists, we love to crank our amps up. We love to play loud. If you're in a setting where you can play loud, it's always best to. I play mainly pubs and clubs and that sort of stuff, and some outdoor stages. So we get quite loud, but not ridiculously loud, but loud enough to have these. These are just a nice set of earplugs. So the ones I'm running with are the Alpine Music Safe Pros. I don't know if they come in this little case anymore, or they've changed up their branding. I've had these for years. But with my first band, I never actually used earplugs because I didn't get on with them. I kind of couldn't hear myself, couldn't hear what I was playing. I suppose it's like not being confident in yourself, not having full sort of hearing range of everything around you kind of throws you off. But in my second band, I made sure I got used to playing with these. These ones actually come with different filters, so I'll show you in the end there. The light isn't that far back, but they've got a little plastic cap that goes in it, and that goes into the back, and it allows you to tune sort of how much attenuation these have got. You get a set of 3, so the white ones, the silver ones, which I'm using, which I think are the middle, and then you've got the gold ones. So make sure you've got earplugs with you. Just protect your hearing. If you lose your hearing, then what good are you? What good are you in a band? Because not being able to hear yourself properly is better than not being able to hear yourself at all. So make sure you use earplugs and just protect yourself. Tinnitus is horrible. I get some mild stuff every now and then, probably from playing in bands before, but it's not constant. It's not sort of permanent, horrible hearing damage. So kind of lucky, and I made sure that this has become one of the things that's always with me. Always got them in for gigs. Yeah, just get used to them. Make sure you protect your hearing because you've protected your livelihood at the end of the day. So now it's a bit of a short video. I'm just trying to get back into creating some content. This is one of the things I got on my list. So yeah, that are 5 things I make sure I've got with me for gigs. Maybe you guys already take that kind of stuff with you. If you don't, then I really suggest that you go ahead and just make sure you got all the stuff in your bag. This is kind of stuff that you should have as a guitarist anyway, like spare cables, spare picks, spare strings. But if you haven't, make sure you get some, because you never know when something's going to go wrong at a gig, and you're going to need some of this stuff just to kind of get yourself through that gig. Obviously, you sort yourself out for the next one. There's nothing worse than being somewhere with a broken string, broken cable, and that's it, your gig's done. Obviously, we have a penchant to run valve amplifiers. I don't keep spare valves on me. If an amp goes down, I am completely and utterly screwed. But I can't have the room to take an extra amplifier with me. So unfortunately, that's something you just got to kind of live with. But just make sure you got spares of everything you can take spares for. And as with the earplugs, any protection devices, make sure you're using them. If you've got in-ear monitors or whatnot, just make sure you've got like spare batteries. That's the other thing, make sure you've got batteries if you are running batteries. I'm not, so I don't really keep any with me. But if you're using in-ear monitors, pedals with batteries, just make sure you've got those as well. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little video. If you enjoyed this video, please comment, rate, subscribe. I'm currently trying to get up to 600 subscribers and then work my way to 1,000. So motivates me to do more videos. I've been really bad lately, but I've just been very busy. So trying to get back into things. Little videos like this every now and then are just nice and easy to do, and a little bit informative. It's sort of stuff, the sort of research I did before I started gigging was, what should I be taking with me? What should I have on hand? And yeah, hopefully I can just share some of that knowledge with you guys. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Cheers.